So welcome to the short course on Python for finance. So we are dealing with basics of data analysis on Python with some of the financial variables. So we'll be estimating the stock prices predictions, and we'll be doing some analysis of the prices with related to finance. So before that, we have to know what is this Python. So we already know that a program, when talk about a computer program, it is a set of instructions, right? Normally we have heard that it is a set of instructions where it may allow the computer to perform some kind of actions. So we know that computer programs mostly will be seen in the microchips, cards, hard drives. Daily we have an interaction between the electronic gadgets. Mostly we have the LCD TVs, right? Remote controllers, DVD players, and fridges, car engines, street lamps, train signals, so electronic billboards, elevators. So those are mostly controlled by the programs. So if I ingest, we can say that program is like thoughts, right? How we suppose as a human being, we have to get up and walk. So first thing is that a thought should come to our mind that we should get up and walk. So that particular thought is like a software, and the physical body that moves from one place to another place can be thought as an hardware. So instructing a software with the help of hardware. So computers use several languages to communicate, right? So we talk that program called programming language. It's a particular way to talk to a computer, right? Like using an instructions that humans and computer can understand. So one of the programming language that widely used right now in data analysis that we can say is that Python programming language, which was named after the Monty Python's Flying Circus TV show, right? You can go and have a Google on Monty Python Flying Circus. So you find that it was the British comedy show which was broadcasted in 1970, right? So let us first get into the Python installation of Python. In this case, you first what you will do is that you go to anaconda.com, right, where you can download the Anaconda, right? So Anaconda distribution is an open source repository, right, where you can have an environment of several programming where R and Python can be installed for the purpose of data analysis. So once you've done that, right, so you download, I have already downloaded in my system. So you go do a download of the Anaconda. Once this has been done, right, the Anaconda Navigator will come up. So this is your Anaconda Navigator, where you have the data lore, you have IBM Watson Studio Cloud, Jupyter Lab, and Jupyter Notebook. You have the PowerShell prompt, then you have the Spider, Gluvis, Orange 3, right, PyCharm, and RStudio. So in our session we'll be more concerned with the RStudio and the Jupyter Lab. So once you go for the launch, so when you click the launch for Jupyter Lab, you find when you launch the Jupyter Notebook, you find that this will open, right? This window will open, and in this case you find that localhost # triple colon double colon 8888/3. So this can work even without your internet, okay? So because this can work from your drive also. So these are your drives and the folders you have. In this you can go, and here you have the new, right? So you have the Python 3, so which is the latest version, Python 3. So you can create a new notebook here. So when you create open is, automatically it will open up Python 3. Right, so when this is done, you find that a blank column will open. So in this we will be working with our small programming part, right? So in this case we are working in a cell. So this is like a cell, right? So in this case you can just toggle around here and start fiddling with the tools, right? And so in this file you can open a new notebook, right? You can make a copy of this notebook. Whenever you require, you can do that, right? In similar way, you go to edit part, so you can cut the cells, you can copy the cells, right? So these are the things that you can do, right? Next you have the insert cells. So in this case, you can insert the cell above. So these are your cells, right? So if I type here, say if I type a very simple command, say I say print, right, and I start doing it shift enter, okay, nothing is working out. So in this case, shift plus enter key is the executable, do an executable thing for the particular command. So here it says that the print, it gives an error, right? So print is not defined. So suppose I say print and open the bracket and I put some command, right? Welcome to Python finance classes for data science. So what I will be doing that now, you just type shift plus enter. Once again it will give you the error. So what is the thing, right? So in this case you find that, see, the error is the main thing where we can learn something new from the code. So in this case you find that print command does not exist over here, right? And so only tells about the print is not defined. So here the P is been capitalized. If I put it in the lowercase alphabet, so I put it in lowercase alphabet, and we'll see whether it is executable. Print welcome to Python finance classes for data science. So this text will be executed. So I'll just put shift plus enter. Yes, now it is working. So the output which gives you is that welcome to Python finance classes for data science. So in this case you have in 1, so this is your line 1, right? Cell 2 and cell 3. So in this case, suppose you want the cell to be run, you can then do the cells, right? Shift plus enter, you can do that by running the cells, or you can do control plus enter to do that. Suppose you require the cell to be inserted above this one, so I can just click here, so it will just insert the cell below above this one. Suppose I click here, suppose I require this is cell above that, I require one more cell to be inserted. I can go to insert and click above. So you find that below above this cell, one cell has been inserted above this one. In similar way, suppose I require the cells to be inserted below this one, the line 2, right? So go to insert and insert cell below. So you find that in the cell 2 you find one more line has been inserted over here. So this is the part where you can have an interaction with the programming part. So this is an environment where you find a little bit easy for you instead of getting into directly into the shell, Python shell, and directly working over there. So once you're more comfortable with it, with the Jupyter notebook, we will be getting into the Python shell and directly will be working with that.